How supply chain management problems killed Target Canada. Chapter 9 case study, Lucas Powell. Summary. Target is one of the world's most successful general merchandising retailers. With 1,801 retail locations and a powerful brand image as a fashion-forward discounter. In 2011, it decided to make its first push into global expansion by opening up retail stores in Canada. The expansion into Canada was highly anticipated, but it fell flat on its face. By 2015, Target Canada filed for bankruptcy protection, announcing it would close all of its 133 Canadian stores. Today, some experts consider Target Canada a case study in what retailers should not do when they enter a new market. Current IT events. Target opened its first Canadian stores on March 13th. Target's expansion into Canada was highly anticipated by consumers and feared by rivals, but it failed miserably. On January 15, 2015, Target Canada filed for bankruptcy protections, announcing it would close all of its 133 Canadian stores. All Target Canada stores were closed by April 12, 2015. Question 913. How important was supply chain management for Target Canada? How did it relate to its business model? Explain your answer. If supply chain management had been implemented correctly from the start, then most of these problems that led to the downfall of Target Canada could have been avoided. The suppliers were shipping too little and also too much to stores that were unable to properly manage inventory. The software had to be modified to multiple measurement systems and currencies, and this was not easy to do. Target rushed this project into the ground, and by ignoring key business steps, bankrupted their efforts to expand. Question 914. Identify all the problems Target Canada encountered that prevented it from becoming a successful retailer. What were the management, organization, and technology factors that contributed to these problems? Some problems encountered by Target Canada were lack of employee experience, time constraints, tariff issues, overseas back orders, missing information, typos, flaws in supply chain software, manual importing of massive amounts of data, inexperienced merchandising assistants, insufficient data for forecasting software, incorrect operational assumptions, faulty point of sale system, and corrupted auto replenish system. The management problems were based on the rushing to switch from one system to another. The technology was inconsistent and corruptible. The organization was rushed and inexperienced in the new field. Question 915. How much of Target Canada's problems were technology based? Explain your answer. If the technology had worked as smoothly as Target had hoped, then perhaps it could have lasted longer than it did. However, the management and organizational behavior of Target Canada was still insufficient for the stores to be self sustaining in the long run. The rush to convert systems and lack of proper inventory and supply management are what ran the organization into the ground. Question 916. How responsible was management for Target Canada's problems? Explain your answer. Management was ultimately responsible for Target Canada's problems. Key business management practices were ignored that would have ended the expansion regardless of technological issues. The new staff was inexperienced. The whole project was rushed. Data had to be converted, and products and inventory were not being correctly managed from the start. The supply chain was largely neglected from the onset of the project. 917. What things should Target Canada have done differently to be successful? First, they should have taken their time with the move and planned out a more thorough and careful transition. The conversion from one currency and one measuring system to another should have been more carefully standardized across the technology systems. Target should have corrected the supply chain management before even attempting to open the stores. Point of sale systems needed to be optimized at the onset of trouble, not opting for a new ready-made software package solution, or at least properly training employees in its usage would have helped. Also, using overly optimistic projections for performance of new stores is a huge mistake. Plan for the worst and hope for the best. The biggest change should have been to slow down. The more patience, the better you will be off. Questions. How does Target compare to Walmart? Target is not as big as Walmart, with with 74 billion in annual revenue compared with 482 billion for Walmart. How long does it take to implement SAP? SAP implementations in a large company typically take 3 to 5 years and many millions of dollars. Conclusion: Target is known to be one of the most successful retailers and has recognizable brand image. They are good at what they do but want to be better and decided to move stores into foreign land in Canada. But with incorrect supply chain management, 2 years after moving stores to Canada, they announced that they would be filing for bankruptcy protection. The company had already spent $7 billion on expanding into Canada and was not projected to show a profit until 2021 at the earliest. All 131 Target Canada stores were closed, and 17,600 employees lost their job.